Welcome back here. Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach. Second half, Harris County, Sandy Creek. Harris County dominated the first half 21-7. They're going to kick it off here. But they did everything right and more. That bounce is going to go, and it's going to be returnable at the 1-yard line. Good coverage by Harris County, it seems. But then there's an open hole, and there he goes. And he gets tripped up at his own 37-yard line. Let's talk about that first half, Rick. Aside from one turnover, Harris County could be up 21-0. Sandy Creek was not able to get many first downs. They didn't even get in Harris County territory. Harris County dominated time of possession. They dominated the rushing yards, and they dominated almost every facet of the game, and that's why they're up by 14.
Yeah, this is an important drive for Sandy Creek and Harris County, but most importantly for Sandy Creek to try to, get something going, even if it ain't points, to move the ball. And to see, that was a homecoming ceremony for Harris County, to see what kind of juice Harris County has after such a long break.
Lattimore's got it, and Lattimore's going to bounce to the outside, and that's probably one of his best games of the day. This guy's getting recruited by all the top colleges in Division I, Rick, and he's been looked at by your love, Georgia Bulldogs. So we could see him in the red and black here in the near future. But great job by Harris County. They bottled him up. They haven't let him get on the outside. And to be honest, he hasn't had many runs inside either because they're so always behind the sticks with pre-snap penalties. It's one of the first times they're ahead now with 2nd and 5.
Yeah, you expect to see him get the ball here.
Nelson, great pass, and it could have been intercepted. Number 4 for Harris County had the ball go zip right by him. Demetrius Brooks, if his head would have been on a swivel, may have intercepted that. He could be running to the house for 6. It's going to make it 3rd down now.
That was definitely a fastball by the quarterback on that one. That ball had some zip to it.
Well, when you're getting sacked and you're getting a lot of pressure, you got multiple tackles for losses in offense, you're going to want to get the ball out quick. I think that was one of the keys for Sandy Creek's coach. Get the ball out faster. 3rd down now. Nelson. And that's a great pass and even better move. That's going to be a Sandy Creek first down. Rich Van Zant. I haven't heard Van Zant since the movie Heat. Do you remember that movie Heat with Al Pacino in it, Robert De Niro? De Niro was a bank robber. It's the last time I remember Van Zant.
Van Zant, I remember Leonard Skinner.
One of us talks about a movie, the other one goes country singer.
Yeah.
Only in the county.
That's
First down. Trips to the near side. And Lattimore's going to get it. And Lattimore's got a big hole, and there he goes. And just like that, he gets tackled by number 2, Ogletree. But that's the big play-making ability you can see with Lattimore.
Yeah, you see, that's what we've been waiting on Lattimore this whole game.
Yeah.
In the first half, Harris County did a good job of preventing that. And like you said earlier, keeping them behind the sticks was a big way of doing that. But now I think, Lattimore, you see his explosive ability is, even if you're behind the sticks, just give it number 2 right now.
Yeah. So they're at the 11. They still have enough room to get a first down. Patriots have not scored an offensive touchdown. I know it says 21-7. That's because first possession of the game, Levi Watson fumbles the football right in the hands of Sandy Creek. Pass over and knocked out of bounds. Jace Campbell with the stop. And I'll tell you, after Watson made that play, and he'll admit it, that wasn't a great play. He probably should have let go. His dad will say it. Probably a little bit of bonehead play. But guess what? What does a senior do? He bounces back. He's a leader, and he's got his team rallied, and he threw some great, I'm talking about right on the money, long-distance throws that got them in scoring territory, and he was efficient in that first half.
Yeah, it really was. And, the long ball was popping. Here's a handoff to Lattimore.
And Lattimore is going to keep going, trucking, and they're going to stop him, and it's going to be 3rd down and short. Obviously, this is 4-down territory. Sandy Creek's not playing for field goals, down by 2 scores.
Right. And we said this is an important drive for Sandy Creek more than Harris County, you would think, on, showing some signs of life on offense, and they've done a very good job of that. So they got 4 shots from inside the 1-yard line here.
Nope, they are going to say first down, Rick. So first down now. And they're going to do a Snap right to Lattimore, and he gets in, and that is how you want to start if you're Sandy Creek. About 6-7 plays, and they go right down the field, and they make this a one-possession game, and that was all Lattimore.
Lattimore just positive yards, positive yards, positive yards. They did a couple quick passes like we talked about they have to do with this pass rush, and now, you know, you finally showed that you got it. And if you're Harris County, you just took one back off the chin, you know you're in a fight now.
And you were going to get a fight. This
Right.
is a team that just won a state championship last year. If you
Absolutely.
thought they were going to turn and roll over and play dead, that's not the mantra of the Sandy Creek Patriots. So, big-time drive. Lattimore caught out of the backfield to start it off. Then he got it up the middle, had that big 30-yard run, and then a direct snap to him for the touchdown.
Yeah, you can see they got the resiliency of a championship caliber team still down up there at Sandy Creek. And this is where you get to see the fun. Harris County has a penalty. It's half the distance to a 5-yard penalty right now. Yeah.
Literally nothing affected you from doing that. I understand holding sometimes, but that's just all discipline. So finally, we're going to get the extra one. So finally, we're going to get the extra point, and that one is a line drive. Almost hit one of the Harris County players. An 8-point lead, and that could be something you see later on in the game that could be a factor. Just remember this play.
Remember the missed extra point, because now they're going to have to go for 2 if they score again.
Yep.
And, you know, we've seen that before in the Russell County game where each team has to start going for 2, and it throws a wrench into things. Where if you're Harris County, if you could try
from Harris County, probably aside from the fumble, their best.
Momentum a little bit if you're Harris County. We're going to get a return here.
At the Sandy Creek 34-yard.
Stay within yourself. You gave up don't think you have to change anything about your philosophy, and I fully expect Coach Watson to stay within himself right here and to see more power run.
So Yeoman's in the game now with Watson. And there's a pre-snap penalty, going to be illegal substitution on Coach Watson. And Coach Watson is
here now with the why. We talk momentum. You had the momentum break at halftime. You get the kickoff return because that's what they're trying to do. If you're staying, you got now because well, we 15 yards the other way. It's half the distance. If you're Sandy Creek, and now you're back in 15 yards. That could be a really big penalty right there. So, it is a really big penalty.
Yeah, it is. And backs him up all the way to the 22-yard line. And so costly right there, Rick. Second down and goal now from the 23. Man in motion, open, over the middle, caught, touchdown, Levi Watson, the number 84, the tight end, Tim Hudson.
Yeah, Tim Hudson, great kid, junior. He's got some visits. He was at Jacksonville State last week. Great kid. If you're in Harris County, go see him at Breaking Bread. He up there working on the evening times. But a great family, love him. Hamilton Titan.
Right.
You know, seeing him come in, that's a big play, his biggest play of the year.
Big play, great job, zone read, and just went right up the middle as a tight end, uncovered, and a great job by Watson just making sure he just get it to him. A little bit low, but a good catch by Hudson. And Harris County takes advantage of the great field position and is 28-13. Tigers. It's Trip Barron to Rick Beach in the county on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Matches the game. That's what it's supposed to be about, ain't it?
Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach here, and Harris County just took great field position in for the touchdown. Here comes Keyshawn Kinney. He's got a good return, and it's going to be good field position for Sandy Creek. So both teams scored here in the second half. But I've just been so impressed with Levi Watson. You get back 15 yards. You're all the way down deep at the 7-yard line of Sandy Creek. Then you have a penalty that is unsportsmanlike, cost your team 15 yards. Now you're at the 22. The very next play, Levi says, okay, let me be Superman. Takes it, puts his cape on, throws an easy touchdown. Good play call by Tommy Watson.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to think Tommy had the confidence to call that play. We get a little short pass to the outside.
And that's going to be at second down and short now.
You're talking with Levi, just how much he's matured. And now it's a chippy game going on now, Thrift. Another flag.
Well, and again, Dana and Barker and his staff, they're going to do a good job make sure that this doesn't get out of control. But also, you got to think if you're Sandy Creek, you ain't got punched in the mouth like this only once this year. You didn't get punched at all last year as you won a state championship. So, obviously, this is new territory for them. And if you're Harris County, don't let them take you out of your game. Right now, you have all the momentum. Do not cost your team by either getting ejected, 15 yards, or whatever it may be. So we're going to see what this penalty's on.
Yeah, if you're Harris County, you're still the underdog. You still keep that mentality.
Right.
Don't
Nobody's
change.
believed in y'all all year.
Right.
You went 2-8 last year. We talked about this, Rick. Nobody believed Harris County was going to be worth a dang this year. Nobody.
And now you got the 4 wins in a row, but now you can have that win with a check mark next to it. Now you can have that win that says we're here.
Right.
You know, we're going to be a big-time state, and it looks like it's on Sandy Creek. And, you know, you're talking to Dan. I will say I expect them to pull the captains together if there's anything else and try to get rid of this cheapness. This is too good of a game to try to get lost on something like that.
And we appreciate you tuning in on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live YouTube channel and Facebook page. Like us, share the video, tag us. We got a good one here in the county. Harris County leads by 15 with 5:26 remaining here in the third quarter. That first half went by in record time, 50 minutes it seemed like. Clock was running, and Pinson is going to be back to throw. Throws it over to Keyshawn Kinney. He's the reason they're in this position right now, Sandy Creek, with a good return. That's going to make it third down now. And because it was after the play, it was 15 yards, and it was second down. So now it's third down and long, and this is where I'm calling his name, Mr. Adams makes his appearance. Expect him to be coming in a hurry, and I see him. He's on the far side right now, defensive end, and I know he's going to pin his ear back and try to get this big tackle for loss. He's already got 2 in that first half, Rick.
Yeah, right here we're talking 5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is a big stop if the defense can make it, so this is a big play in the game.
By the way, Russell County losing to Valley 14-7 at halftime. Pinson rolls out and heaves it. And that wasn't even close, even if his receiver was open, which he wasn't. And that's going to be fourth down. And, again, if you're just now joining us, Harris County looking to go 5-1. The thing is, though, they're in the region's got McIntosh looking to go 5-1. Northside's already 4-2, and Northgate's 4-2. And all 4 teams sought to play each other. And guess what? We're going to be doing one next week, Harris County and Northside. That one, whew, talk about robbery and hard hitting. Get ready for that one. I don't know if you saw Kingston Rivers for Northside. He ran a man over for a touchdown a week ago. Him and Yeoman just taking people's heads. Kick is decent. Gets a little bit of a Sandy Creek bounce.
If you're Harris County, you got the ball at the 29-yard line. You know, it's time to grind it out right here.
This is where you want a 6-7 minute drive, right? You with 4:57, you'd like to get to the fourth quarter still on this same drive. And if you put another touchdown in, and even with 10 minutes left of the fourth quarter, that scoring 22 points in one quarter, in which they hadn't even scored but 13, 7 only offensive, or 6 only offensively all game, it's going to be almost insurmountable, I think, even for a state championship winning Sandy Creek team because of this county defense. And I think everyone's starting to learn now. Harris County's going to be in almost every game they play this year because of that defense.
Absolutely. You know, the linebacker core, the seniors with Sevilla and Yeoman coming in, it's just so much.
Brooks on the outside.
And then you look at that line as being what it is. But right now, you got to lean on that offensive line. We talked about them before, Denver Braxton. It looks like Levi's upset about having to burn a timeout in this situation.
I don't blame him, and he's screaming. His dad saying, calm down.
You know, it's the competitor in you.
But and that's what people don't understand. If you're not a
Right.
sports fan, and someone's seeing right there that Levi's yelling at his dad, who is the coach. But if you're a competitor in that moment, it's high intense.
Right.
And really anything in life that you do that's competitive, and in this field that we're in this market in broadcasting, it's intense.
Right.
Words will come out that probably shouldn't because you're all trying to make sure that you give the perfect broadcast or the perfect game, and you want to make sure everything's right. And if Levi didn't care and was a guy that, you know, wasn't a good leader, something like this wouldn't fire him up. But great leaders, you see it all the time in the NFL, you see it in the NBA. Leaders get mad, and that's okay. You just want to make sure it's controlled aggression.
Yeah,
you don't want to get out of control.
He gets the ball right here. He's not going to have that anger. He's not going to have that frustration.
Right.
He's going to motivate him.
There we go.
To make a play happen.
There we go.
You know, you can't do that in baseball.
No.
You can't do that in some sports.
But you can do it in this.
In football, you have to do it.
Yeah.
In football.
It's like the gladiators,
Yeah.
man. This is the
got-
Roman Coliseum. All right, Watson finally gets the call. First down at their own 29. He's going to give it to Quay Walker. Walker's going to bounce to the outside, makes one-man miss, and there goes Quay Walker. Ball on the ground, though. Looks like one of the Sandy Creek members may have had it, but then he didn't jump on it. And I think they're going to say it's Harris County's football. That would have been bad for Harris County. Would have took all the momentum out, but a great run right there from Walker.
Yeah, Gates made the cover right there on the sideline. Wide receiver, you see him, number 5.
And if I'm Walker, I'm going up and saying, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. Gates might have saved. You talk about a momentum play.
Yeah.
That would have been a big momentum change. But it wasn't as the first down.
Right. Stacks, Walker, Sevilla in the backfield, and they're actually going to give it to Watson. And Watson, he's going to carry it. He bounces off a tackler. It seems like every one of these Harris County running backs are just bouncing off people. And like you said about Watson, and the thing is, too, and I've caught a lot of games around this area. Dallas Crow of Glenwood, he's been great. He's been incredible. Christian Brown of Pacelli, Gary Gaither of Spencer, Matthew Mungan of Carver, Andrew Alford of Central. All these guys have been great. Teo Todd of Troup County. But a guy that doesn't get a lot of limelight is Levi Watson. And I think he's been one of the catalysts on why this Harris County team is so improved, because he has been improved. And that's credit to him and the coaching staff at Harris County.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tag on that after this play.
It's going to be a screen pass to Ogletree. Ogletree breaks one tackle and still managed to get 3 or 4 to make it third and manageable.
So Levi, they lived in Upson Lee High School as a little kid. He was in Thomaston. And then, you know, he was gone. They were up at Lambert High School doing that stuff in North Georgia, and people didn't know him. He come down as a junior, and you go 2-8. So people say, you know, his dad don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing at quarterback. And at 2-8, you can't argue that.
Yeah.
But he grew up. And now you're seeing what happens when a guy grows up.
And what happens when a coach believes in someone. And I know you say, well, that's his son. He's got to believe him. No, he didn't have to do that. Coach Watson's going to put the best players out there that give him the best chance to win. But it doesn't matter if it's your dad or it's just a coach. They believe in you. It gives you all the motivation in the world. And Yeoman is motivated on that carry. And I think he's going to move the chains. And look at what we're getting right now. We're getting a long, sustaining drive that's moving the clock.
And you
Run
talk about
that
these
ball.
running backs being physical. These running backs, let's give it to Coach Watson. We said Coach Watson, Coach Sweat being these physical offensive linemen.
Yeah.
The team is taking on his persona. They're
Right.
taking on his identity is he's a physical guy. He wants a physical team. The defensive line is physical. It's nasty. The offensive line is physical. It's nasty. The running backs, even Little Q. Little Q gets in there at number 1. He's bouncing off people because he wants to take on what Matei and Miguel set up for him. So you're seeing a Coach Watson team tonight.
They're doing a good job by Watson. And
Timeout. Looks like they got the timeout before the flag. I saw Coach, no flag.
they're waving off the flag. It is a timeout. And we're going to give some shout-outs to our sponsors. Alliance Specialty Contractors got a huge event coming up January 6th and 7th. If you're in the construction business, and you have a lot of people in your family, so do I. You want to expand your brand, this event's for you. You're going to have people coming all over looking for remodeling their houses, getting their roofs done, whatever they may need. We're going to have all the different construction businesses there for you to give out your business cards, for you to expand your business, get more clientele. Alliance Specialty Contractors, go to their website, Facebook page for more information to expand your brand coming up January 6th and 7th. The Menifee Agency. You want to quote, Dan Menifee's your guy, and I'm so glad he supports us. Pacelli Vikings, one of the top schools around the area. Thank you, Roger Beck, for your support. Pacelli Vikings looking to win another state championship. So you can watch that game. They got next week, we got Northside Harris County. You got Calvary. That's going to be our doubleheader. And then you got Brookstone taking on Pacelli for the Pacelli game. And Brookstone just beat the #1-2 team in the state, Stratford, last week. So that rivalry is probably could be another state championship rematch. So that's going to be on Viking Live. A lot of great games in the area, but we got a good one here.
Got a great one here. Let's look at the Pacelli-Brookstone game. No matter how, if one team gets good, the other team can't.
They're always even.
They're always even, no matter what's going on. That's a great rivalry.
Levi, bad snap. And just falls on it smartly.
Right. That's the difference in last year and this year, where he might try to pick that up,
and
kick
make a play,
and the other team recover it. So, don't make a bad play worse.
Right.
That's the number one thing in football.
But it's hard, and I know as an athlete, you always think, I can make a play. I don't want to accept this loss. But sometimes, like you said, a small loss is better than a big loss.
Right.
Taking a 10-yard loss instead of a turnover or a touchdown for Sandy Creek going the other way, come on, everyone's going to take the 10-yard loss. So 2nd down and 20 now. And that wasn't on Watson either. That was a bad snap.
It's a bad snap. And then we're going to happen throughout the course of the season.
Yeah.
You never want it to happen. And Braxton Waller wants it worse, at least than anybody. But he's been a hoss for you tonight. You've run behind 77 all night. Braxton Waller is a leader. So, he had a bad snap. I'd give the ball to Matei right here and let him run behind Waller because he's going to knock somebody over.
Derek Moxley, Concrete Services. They did Pate Park. Thank you, Derek Moxley, for your support. The River of Life Church, Kutsu Sports, Moss and Sons, Feedings.
Moss and Son Feed and
Moss
Pine Mountain. And then Southern Sprayer is Zach with his spray your lawn, get the bugs out.
Oh, nice.
So, it's an extension of Moss. Here we go, passing.
Only man he has is Ogletree, and he's only, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Patriots that were following him. He was the only one that went out. They were like, yeah, we're not getting beat by this guy. You're going to throw it to someone else. It's going to be 3rd down and long now.
If you're Levi, and it looks like they're just going to have that one receiver route because he rolled out this way, and that's fine. He did the right thing. Yet again, a little sign of maturity. Throw it out of bounds, live the fight another down.
Terry Johnson Agency. Terry Johnson, Jerry Ring Crosby. I love Terry Johnson. That's a good man. He's taking care of the communities. If you want to quote today, call Terry Johnson. He is a guy that he does all my insurance needs. He's got me with great car insurance, house insurance, and home, auto, life insurance. Terry Johnson Agency. 3rd down now.
Screen to ran. Nope.
And that's a smart play. Just throw it out of bounds and take the loss and punt it away. You're still up by 2 touchdowns. Drive stalled right there because of the bad snap.
Well, it looked like they tried to set up a screen. They put Rand at running back and had him set up for a middle screen.
Yeah.
And it kind of got blown up. So, yet again, Levi just threw it away, which is okay because, on a 3rd and, 2 acres right here you have, sometimes it's going to be a draw or a screen. About the only options you have. You need a big punt right here if you're Harris County. You need Christian Tamayo to really get into one.
4th down. Also, Alex Quinney, All-State Agency. Alex Quinney graduated from Glenwood, a really good friend of mine. I know him. I know what he is to people around the community, and I know he means a lot to people around here, and he's done a lot for them. So call Alex Quinney, All-State Agency. Again, thank you for your support. The Columbus Lions. I'm going to be the play-by-play announcer for them. They had open tryouts. Damian Daniels, the Nighthawk. He former player in the Chattahoochee Valley Hall of Fame. He's the coach now. Lions selling season tickets for only $150. If you go now and put in Georgia or Sports Live, that's right, only Sports Lives, you get 20% off already cheap season tickets. So you got to put in our tag, Sports Live, and guess what? 20% off season tickets. You don't want to miss that. They're in a new league, and they won a championship last year. Looking forward to Lions Sports Visions and Morehouse School of Medicine. Of course, we got the Q1073 van in the building. Love to be a part of the PMB broadcasting family. Kissing 99.3. All of them are hyped up this game. They knew we were going to be here. So thank you to PMB Broadcasting, real people, real radio. And Q1073 today's top 40, today's best music. Punt, and that is a skyrocket. And that one's going to be bounced inside the 15. The punter
Christian
is Mr. Olson. Christian Olson?
No, it's Christian Tamayo.
Oh, Christian Tamayo.
But, you know,
that was about a 60-yard bomb.
When he started punting a couple years ago up here, he was a little skinny kid, all arms and legs, and he was kicking it all over the field. And then he had a game last year against Hardaway where it just snapped. And the kid's really coming to his own as a punter. And this year, he's become a man punting the ball.
You know what I'm sniffing right now? I'm sniffing a Tiger turnover. Let's see if we can't get one. Low snap, screen pass, over, and good blocking. But way to clean up the tackle, this Bishop Adams. That was thrown to number 6, Rich Van Zant. It's going to be second down. About under a minute left here in the third quarter. 7-7 here in the third quarter. Harris County leads 28-13, trying to get the biggest win, I would say, in the last 20 years in program, not program history, but in the last 10 years at least. It's going to be a huge win against the number 4 team in the state, defending state champion Sandy Creek. Pinson looking, now he's going to take off and run, makes a man miss and bounces to the outside, and there's a fumble on the play! And it goes out of bounds.
That was Miguel.
I literally just caught it.
Yeah.
You heard the excitement in my voice. I thought, uh-oh, we got a turnover. But there is the first down.
You know, it's surprised how much Sandy Creek's wanting to throw the ball and not just give it to Lattimore.
And
ball's
he
out.
Gets
ball's
it. Ball's out. That was a big hit. Is it Harris County football? They're saying they got it. No.
That was Rico Brown came in and laid a really good shot to the chest.
So it's going to be second down, and because I guess that was incomplete, there is a couple coaches on the field for Sandy Creek.
I think they thought there was an injury. You know, that's twice the ball's been on the turf, and Harris County ain't been able to jump on top of it because of the sideline both times.
So second down and 8. Final play of the third quarter. Pinson's going to do a late delayed handoff to Lattimore. Lattimore gets about maybe a yard.
Yeah, Josh Jones tripped him up at the line. That was a pretty good play. Hey, we're going to the fourth quarter.
And now we're headed to the fourth. Harris County up by 15 on the number 4 team in the state. It's Thrift Behringer and Richard Beach, a.k.a. Rick Beach of Katsu Sports. We'll be right back. After this, it's Georgia Alabama Sports Live in the county. Welcome back here. Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And movement. And 33, a lot more. The playbook starts opening up more on 3rd and 3. Benson trips to the near side. Gonna hand it off to Lattimore, and Lattimore gets hit and doesn't go anywhere. He may even lost a few yards. It's gonna be 4th down, and obviously Sandy Creek's gonna go for it. And this, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be your ball game, but it is a pretty big play in a 2-possession game, and Harris County gets it in Sandy Creek territory. They score a touchdown, it could be over.
Yeah, right here, this is where, you know, you lean on that defensive line right here in the backfield. That would have been a huge sack, but, you know, that's why you have mobile quarterbacks in this day and age of football. Keep plays alive.
So 1st down at the 50. Screen pass over to Lattimore. They may have hit the ground, and yeah, Dana says that. Let's stop that before someone gets hurt.
Dana would kill me how animated he was with the call. That's a consummate pro, though. That is a top-notch official. That's the 2nd time Harris County's been able to have him up here.
And he did a good job calling that Russell County game.
Absolutely. Then last season we had him a couple times, and you know his crew's always top-notch because, you know, he runs they're great. You just see, if you follow him on Facebook, one of his many pages, incomplete, unsportsmanlike on Sandy Creek.
So that's going to kill Sandy Creek. That's going to move them way back to the 35 now. And that is not what you want if you're the Patriots. And that's several bonehead plays and bonehead penalties and just nonsense, unsportsmanlike conduct. That's something outside of the game that should not happen, and that has killed Sandy Creek multiple times on drives.
See what this defensive line does on this.
Benson's going to throw it deep, and now it's 1st down Sandy Creek in Harris County territory.
Yeah, that'll knock you back on your heels if you're Harris County, and you gotta throw a punch back right here if you're this defense. You just had him, you know, launch one up, just kind of throwing it up. We've seen that throughout the night. So you're hoping right now you can make a play on defense and try to keep him out of the end zone for the longest possible right here.
Sandy Creek. And there's Van Zandt again. And Van Zandt breaks a couple tackles, gets hit hard, but not before an 8-9 yard gain. Again, 2-possession game, but plenty of time. The game's far from over with. And we got an official timeout. There is an injured player on the field in the county. Benson makes a couple people miss and then gets a 1st down and moves the chains. He's showing why his athletic ability has been one of the reasons why Sandy Creek has been so good, and he's carrying them on this drive.
Yeah, Harris County's got to find a way to get him, contain him into that pocket a little bit better. Drive and just creating some bigger plays, you know, some drive sustaining plays.
28-13, 10:08 remaining in the 4th. Sandy Creek down by 15 to the Tigers. Pass is caught, and they're not going to say it hit the ground. They said he got his hand underneath it. Did they blow it dead? They did blow it dead. He'll be 2nd and 1.
Did you see who's in that running back right here? So I think everybody in the whole Harris County knows.
give the ball to Yeoman, number 43, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to rely on Big Baby to get that run and hopefully put this game out of reach. And now they're asking for a late hit. Could have been one. Barker is telling the Sandy Creek Patriot, you almost got flagged right there. You better start acting up.
Yeah, you know, it got real chippy there early in the third, and it's kind of eased off, but, you know, you got to think if you're Harris County, you cannot fall for Sandy Creek's games and, you know, create a penalty right here.
Right, and they're trying to bait you at this point. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, play clock at 10. You've only got one timeout left. 3, 4.
And that could have been an off.
Yeah,
either offsides, that could have been a false start, could have been anything, but nothing was called.
It looks like the H-back and the offensive line just went at 0, and it worked out for Harris County, but they might have got away with a little bit of movement on that one, or they might have just timed it really well.
3rd and short now, and I think everybody knows where you should go with it, but I think even Sandy Creek knows where you should go with it. Maybe throw a wrench in the soup right here and
they've done it twice. They've thrown it to Miguel one time in the flat and Matei the other time in the flat. So that is an option in the power T that we're going to see. But I think on 3rd down, they're going to give it to Matei or Miguel on this power T and let it ride.
And they're going to hand it off to Miguel Sevilla. Sevilla, I don't think he got enough. I think it's going to be 4th down, and this is a big 4th down right here.
Yeah, you can't, once your feet shift side to side in short yardage, you're done. You're not getting that short yardage. You saw Miguel, the hole closed up, and he shifted to the left, and right then you're not getting short yardage on that gain. Given Matei, you don't see him shift his feet at all. Here we go.
And they're going to do a quarterback keep, and I think, depending on the spot, looks like it's a generous one for Harris County, and it's going to be enough for the 1st down. And Dana Barker says, you ain't got to bring the chains out. And clock still running with 5:46.
Yeah, I like the push. I like the call. I wasn't a big fan of the spot right off the bat, but it, you know, paid off pretty good. But there we go. Like I was saying earlier, 1 first down at a time. And if you're taking, that took a couple minutes off the clock. And if you're Harris County, you have to be clock watching it this time.
For everyone that's tuning in, we apologize it is choppy. I know you can hear us. We're trying to make this more of a radio broadcast. We had an internet fix. But again, we are here deep in Harris County, and it is very choppy. Nothing we can do about that. We'll try to maintain, and Yeoman almost broke it. So please, just keep with us, and we're trying to maintain it. Just cannot get it to stay the way we want it to, but a big run right there by Yeoman.
Yeah, big run. That's what you want on 1st down. Now you're way ahead of the chains. You know, it looks like they're not taking the heavies off. You're running this power T. We've seen them do this a couple times this year, and this is what you want in the 4th quarter. This is what you're doing them early morning practices for. This is what you come out here in the summertime in 100-degree heat, is this 4th quarter, can you put a team away, and not just any team, the number 4 team in the country.
2nd down, T formation, and they give it to Yeoman. Yeoman, I mean, the entire defensive line just said, let's just fall down right here so he can't have nowhere to run.
Yeah, there's 11 people up in the box. If you're going to have something, line up in that power T and let Miguel, who's the fastest of the backs, get out there and maybe he can do a wheel route or something, you know, get in the flats and try to get him some momentum up and get a 1st down on a pass. But I fully expect to run right here with 4 minutes to go in the game. And remember, Sandy Creek only has 2 timeouts and 2-possession game.
We will upload the entire video, and it will not be choppy when you see the replay tomorrow if you are just now tuning in. So the replay will be up tomorrow on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page and YouTube channel. So luckily for us, we did record it, and next time we're here in the county, we are going to make sure we don't have any internet issues. And there goes Levi Watson. Look at that play call. Great job, and just falls down for the 1st down. Good job by faking the keep to Yeoman. Everyone, including Sandy Creek, thought that's where he was going, and he just ran on the outside for an easy 1st down.
Yeah, we've seen, I keep saying, you know, twice this year they've passed out of that power T. I try to keep up with the funny plays they run out of it. other than just give it to Matei. And, the first time they've ran that one, and what a time to break it out is a time, probably the biggest moment of the game on that third down. Every moment's big now in the game, but 2 possessions is getting bigger and bigger and bigger the lower that clock gets. Here we go, power to you again, Thrift.
First down, hand off to Yeoman, and Yeoman running hard, and now Sandy Creek does have 2 timeouts. When are they going to start using them? As we're getting to 3 minutes left in this one. 28-13 County. Trying to get the biggest win of Coach Watson's career, the biggest win in Harris County in the last 10 years. But the Tigers on the map.
Yeah, you want to talk from where they were last year to where they are now. You want to talk, people even winning 4 in a row, there's some doubt about how good this Harris County team is, taking shots at the team opponents that they may have beat. But here we go. Let's see if they can keep running this clock down, grind it down.
They're going to give it to Yeoman again. And Yeoman carries the Patriot defender, and that's going to make a 3rd down and short, and we're almost at the 2 minutes left.
There's a timeout by Sandy Creek.
And timeout, Sandy Creek.
The big wins, and beating Noonan at 7A school a couple years ago, Jamie Fox's last year, that was Harris County's first win over a 7A school. It was huge, but at the time, you look at where Harris County football was, and now where they were last year, 2-8, Coach Watson. There was some doubts. Running kudzu, I hear everybody's complaints. I hear everybody praise. I hear a lot of complaints.
And they thought that he's not it, that he was going to be fired. How do you get rid of? How do you go from Coach Fox to Coach Watson, and now you're not as good, and he's starting his son. His son should be starting the quarterback, and now you're looking at a team that's going to be top 10 in the state after this win.
Yeah, and you're looking at a team that's going to not only be projected to win the region, but you're going to see a locker room over that brand new indoor facility, by the way, you see in the background. That locker room is going to be full of guys that expect to win the region now.
So, 2:18, Sandy Creek is 3rd down, only has 1 more timeout. If Harris County can get this 1st down, the game will be over with.
Pistol formation now.
And Yeoman gets it, and Yeoman carries it, and Yeoman gets the 1st down. And you get a boom from Coach Watson as he yells to the crowd. And you got a fired up Harris County sideline. We're getting hugs, and we can start feeling it. It's in the air tonight. Harris County is going to knock off the number 4 team in the state.
Yeah, right now you just got to just snap here and really just up. Is this going to be a sideline?
Sideline warning.
On Sandy Creek.
On Sandy Creek. 3 unsportsmanlike penalties, a sideline warning. Just unraveled here.
I'll say in their defense, last year you win state by having an experienced team.
Yeah.
Some of these
They're
guys,
young.
Their best players are sophomore.
Yeah.
They've never lost. Now this is the 2nd loss. Shout out to Coach Kelby Holt, the offensive coordinator at East Coweta. He was at Harris County before going up there. So their only loss was the Kelby Holt, who's a fantastic offensive mind, big name coach in the future in the state of Georgia, not this area, in the entire state. Kelby Holt is going to be a fantastic head coach somewhere.
All right, 1st down, and Harris County's hugging each other. The boys, you know how much this means to them. All the heartache they had last year. Student sections getting ready to run onto the field. And this is what you love about high school sports, is Yeoman keeps running hard. No extracurricular activities.
Looks like TJ was finishing his block on a guy that was not quite as big as he is, and he really finished it and put through it.
A minute left here. What from start to finish, a thorough beatdown of the number 4 team in the state. Aside from the fumble touchdown, it's been 28-7, 28-6 since then, or 28-13, excuse me.
The best formation in football, the victory formation coming in.
And Watson takes the knee,
you hear
and Harris County upsets the number 4 team and state of 3A. And if you don't know, Now you know Harris County is one of the best teams in 5A and expect them to make a deep playoff run. They got a big one next week against the region champion, former region champion, Northside. Cannot wait. As we still
down the field a little early.
Levi threw off his helmet. His dad said we still got one more play.
Yeah, and it came at Dana. About hit Dana, and luckily he turned around. Maybe the helmet throw wasn't the best idea, but you know what? Celebrate this.
This is a big win.
Okay, right now, you're going to get hit with a penalty. Celebrate it. You know, it's going to be on either team. Georgia won against Ohio State. Remember when that field goal was no good, still time on the clock. You got hit with a penalty. You know what? That's one time as a coach, so be it.
Right.
I'd rather get a penalty for celebrating a huge win than a penalty when we're getting beat by 9 points and we're walking off the field losers.
Yep. Great job and great by this Harris County coaching staff. They had a game plan, dominate time of possession. They had a game plan, run the ball down their throat. They had a game plan, get after them, have a lot of tackles for loss, do not give up many big plays. They accomplished all that, and they were the better coach team. They were the better playing team, and Harris County got to go to 5-1. They take on Northside next week, who's 4-2. Still got region play ahead of us, but the future is bright for this 2023 Harris County team. Man, what a victory for them. In your wildest dreams, Rick, when the season started, did you think something like this was possible?
No, I don't think anybody thought 5-1 with a victory over Sandy Creek was possible. You look at the troop game, although it was a thorough loss scoreboard-wise, Harris County showed heart that game. And, you know, listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd as I go off the field. This is county football.
As the students run onto the field, Harris County, the sleeping giant, is not sleeping anymore, upsets the number 14 Sandy Creek. Levi Watson was great. Matei Yeoman, always dominant. But it was that defense that bottled up one of the top players in the state, and Mr. Amari Latimer. Jalen, the quarterback, Dalen Pinson was pretty good for Sandy Creek, but I got to give a shout out to Tommy Watson. For those who didn't believe, give people more than a year. They need time to establish their culture, and it's been established now, and a huge victory as you see the joy and elation from the Harris County coaching staff.
And they never buckled. They never fell over. As soon as the extra point sailed for them and they separated a little bit, they kept the separation. They answered back with the score. They had the big kickoff. So you're looking at a Harris County team that showed tonight, not only can they win, they know how to win now.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for being a part of this. Kutsu Sports is going to be live for a Georgia game tomorrow. If you're watching the game, I know it's a bit choppy today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll have the replay up tomorrow. You'll see it. It'll be clear, HD, and you'll enjoy what was a fantastic game for the Harris County Tigers on homecoming night, upsetting the number 4 team in the state. From Rick Beach, I'm Thrift Behringer saying thank you for watching the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live High School Showcase. Next week, we got a doubleheader. We got Calvary at home. First time we're going to be at Calvary. And me and Rick, we're going to be on the call again for Northside Harris County, the probably 1A, 1B matchup next week. We also got Brookstone Pacelli as well. Make sure to tune in on Sunday. CB Utes Purple Practice Fall League. If you like basketball, Connor Clone, he plays for Harris County. That guy can ball, along with other great players, including from Central Auburn, Shaw, Hardaway, and all the different 3 o'clock on Sunday. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Harris County wins this one 28-13. The Tigers of County victorious, looking to win the region for the first time in years. I hope you have a great night. Be safe. Harris County's victorious.